if you are constantly worried that your specific person is going to find someone else, or there's going to be a third party, or they're not going to choose you for whatever reason, then you need to listen. So if you have these thoughts, you likely feel very anxious when you're with your specific person, and you probably overanalyze things. For example, they might not put a kiss at the end of a message, and you'll assume that that's them pulling away, even though it literally doesn't mean nothing. That's just one example. So if you're feeling anxious and you have these thoughts that they're pulling away, or they're going to find someone else, or they're going to find someone better, then you're literally going to manifest that version of your specific person that has to play that role, that has to play that part, because they're just reflecting you. So let's look at why we feel like this. Why do we think this way? Why do we sit there and think they're going to find someone better? Because some of you go, yeah, my self-concept's really good. I know I'm good enough. I know I'm beautiful. I know I'm loved, but I still feel like they're going to find someone else. I still feel like they're going to move on. So although you consciously think these things about yourself, there's obviously still a subconscious belief, because otherwise you wouldn't have these fears coming up that they're going to do that and then end up manifesting them actually doing it. So if you feel insecure about yourself, then this is just going to amplify the fear that you can be replaced. If you're feeling insecure in yourself, this is just going to push more onto that idea that someone else is going to come along, because in your eyes anyone is better than you, so there's always going to be someone better than you. But all of these beliefs aren't true. They just come from what you experienced growing up. You may have seen, I don't know, your parents maybe cheating on one another, or maybe your dad left, and you've got this assumption that someone's going to leave you for someone else. So it's really important to address these things and change that story and change that belief, because they're not true. So now that we've identified that fear, I fear that my SP is going to replace me. Okay, this is what we have to do. You have to identify. This is what I fear. I fear that they're going to replace me. They're going to find someone better. Why do I think that? Oh, because when I was a child, my dad left my mum and went with another woman, which that caused me to believe that there's always someone better, or men can't be trusted, or whatever it is. It's all the same sort of thing. So how do we change it? We change it by affirming thinking. Affirmations are just thoughts. Affirming is thinking. You are thinking a new story about you. You're choosing to identify as a different version of you, a version of you that knows you're safe, knows you're secure, knows you're wanted, knows you're loved. So when these thoughts come up that say, oh, what if they find someone else? You step in and you say, no, I'm the one that's wanted. I'm the one that's loved. I'm the one that he or she is madly in love with. We're in a beautiful, healthy, loving relationship. I know I'm worthy, deserving, and good enough. And yeah, you might have to repeat this quite a few times to rewire your brain to naturally think this way. And yeah, you might get triggered along the way. And yeah, you might react sometimes. But the key here is to be aware. If you are aware of it, you can change it. And that is your power. So don't beat yourself up if you've reacted. Don't beat yourself up if you've been having shitty thoughts. You can change it right now, in this moment. You can change it in the next moment, in the next moment, in the next moment. In the present moment, you can change all of that. And that goes for any belief that you have. So just take a look at your current circumstances and what it is that you're manifesting, and ask yourself, okay, what do I believe to be true about this? Do you believe you're not good enough? You might think, yeah, but I think I am good enough. But if you thought you were good enough, why are you then having a fear that your SB is going to find someone better? Because if you knew and you believed that you were good enough, you wouldn't have that thought. Okay, so you now have to go, okay, so now I'm going to identify as someone that knows she's good enough. So you have to keep telling yourself, I'm more than good enough. I know I'm good enough. Of course I'm good enough. I've always been good enough. Like, people treat me amazingly all the time. I'm so loved. I'm so adored. You just have to keep telling your subconscious mind a new story, a statement, words. You're literally choosing a sentence that implies you are this version of you now, and you keep repeating that until your mind is saturated. And you'll say to me, but how do I know my mind's saturated? You'll know your mind's saturated when you no longer react to circumstances and 3D things that you usually react to. And also you'll feel differently inside, and also your 3D is going to start reflecting the new you, the new story, and people are going to start treating you and behaving towards you the way that you're now identifying as. So what subconscious beliefs do you have, and how can you change them?